Welcome back to NT Coin's world, the ultimate destination for coin lovers, collectors, and anyone curious about the fascinating history tucked into the pockets of everyday change. Today, we're diving deep into two amazing pieces of American coinage, two standout Washington quarter dollar coins that deserve a spot in any collector's treasure chest. If you think all quarters are created equal, get ready to have your mind blown. These aren't just coins, they're miniature time machines, relics of design, politics, economy, and art, all stamped into silver-toned metal. So strap in, hit that like button, and let's get started with the first gem. Let's turn our attention to a coin from a time when America was changing rapidly, socially, politically, and economically. The 1973 Washington quarter may not be the first coin that pops into your mind when you think of rare or valuable US currency, but that's what makes this exploration so exciting. It's often overlooked, yet holds layers of intrigue for collectors. First, let's start with the basics. The 1973 Washington quarter features the familiar profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, facing left. This portrait was designed by John Flanagan and first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. By 1973, the design had already been circulating for over 40 years, yet its clean, strong lines and classical styling remained iconic. The obverse of the coin reads "Liberty" above Washington's head, with the motto "In God We Trust" to the left and the date 1973 centered at the bottom. Notably, there's no mint mark on quarters minted in Philadelphia during that year, which is an important detail for collectors. If the coin were minted in Denver or San Francisco, it would carry a D or S mint mark, respectively. Now, the reverse of the 1973 quarter showcases a powerful American bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows in its talons and perched atop a bundle of olive branches. The words "United States of America" arc along the top, with the national motto "E pluribus unum" just below. And of course, the denomination quarter dollar sits at the bottom. This reverse design reinforces a sense of patriotism and power, something that resonated deeply during the early 1970s, a period still marked by the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal. In terms of mintage, the 1973 Washington quarter was produced in fairly high numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 346 million quarters, while the Denver Mint produced over 232 million. The San Francisco Mint also contributed, but primarily for proof sets, high-quality coins made for collectors rather than circulation. Because these coins were produced in such high volumes, their value in circulated condition is generally low, around 25 to 50 cents. However, coins in fine condition, like the one we're examining today, start to hold more appeal. When graded as fine or better by professional services like PCGS or NGC, these coins can fetch anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on eye appeal and detail. Now let's talk about errors, one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. 1973 quarters are known to have several minor and some major errors. Among them are off-center strikes, where the die doesn't align perfectly with the blank planchet, leading to a coin that looks misprinted. There are also examples of doubled dies, where elements like the date or lettering appear to be slightly duplicated due to misalignment during the minting process. While rare, these error coins can command prices from $20 to several $100 depending on the severity and demand among collectors. Another quirk to be on the lookout for is the so-called clipped planchet, a coin that appears to have a piece missing from the edge. These occur when the blank metal discs used to strike coins are improperly cut. A 1973 quarter with this kind of error in fine condition could easily sell for $50 or more. Collectors also appreciate this coin for its transitional significance. Just 1 year later, in 1974, the United States was preparing for the bicentennial celebrations, which led to major design changes for the 1975 and 1976 quarters. This makes the 1973 quarter something of a last look at the traditional Washington quarter before it shared its space with commemorative designs. In fine condition, a 1973 quarter offers crisp detail, especially in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Luster may be diminished, but there should still be decent surface quality and minimal wear on high points. For collectors, this coin often serves as a solid piece to complete a decade set, or as an introduction into era coin collecting. To sum up, the 1973 Washington quarter in fine condition is more than just pocket change. It's a snapshot of American history, a product of expert craftsmanship, and a potential hidden treasure, especially when era varieties are considered. Whether you're just starting out in the world of numismatics or looking to round out your collection, this coin offers both value and character. Next, let's fast forward to the late 1980s, a time of bold fashion, economic shifts, and a rapidly changing world order. The 1987 P Washington quarter brings with it a unique charm and particular collector's appeal, despite its relatively recent minting. The obverse again features the enduring bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. More than half a century after its debut, the design was still holding strong. The inscriptions remain the same: Liberty across the top, In God We Trust on the left, and the date 1987 centered beneath Washington's neck. This coin, minted in Philadelphia, bears a subtle but important P mint mark just to the right of the ribbon in Washington's hair. It's worth noting that the Philadelphia Mint didn't use a mint mark on quarters until 1980, making the P another visual cue of the era. On the reverse, you'll find the classic bald eagle design, a sharp, fierce representation of the national bird, again grasping arrows and perched on olive branches. This was still the standard reverse before the 1999 State Quarters program would completely revamp America's relationship with quarters. As such, the 1987 coin stands as part of the final chapter in the long and unbroken lineage of the classic Washington quarter design. From a mintage perspective, the 1987 P was produced in large numbers, with over 582 million coins struck in Philadelphia alone. That high production volume generally means lower market value in circulated grades. However, in fine condition, especially when showcasing strong detail and minimal surface damage, these coins can fetch $1 to $3, sometimes more in bulk sales or as part of complete sets. What really makes the 1987 P quarter interesting is the context of its minting. In 1987, the US Mint made a unique decision, not to produce any uncirculated mint sets for collectors. That's right, 1987 is the only year in modern US coinage where no mint sets were officially sold. As a result, collectors had fewer ways to obtain pristine examples of coins from that year. This limited availability of high-grade specimens has led to a noticeable collector demand for uncirculated or near-uncirculated 1987 coins, including the quarter. If you can find a 1987 P quarter in mint state 65 or better, it can fetch $20 to $50, and sometimes significantly more if it is slabbed and certified by a major grading service. Full strike details, including Washington's hair curls and eagle's feather definition, are highly sought-after features. In terms of known errors, the 1987 P quarter isn't as famous for striking oddities as some other dates, but it's far from uneventful. Examples of off-center strikes and die cracks do exist. Die cracks create raised lines on the surface of the coin, caused by damaged or deteriorating dies. While these might not command enormous premiums, they do offer a fascinating glimpse into the minting process and can increase a coin's value and appeal. There are also reports of double die obverses and reverses, although they are less dramatic than some earlier years. Collectors still actively search for these subtle variations, and confirmed examples can bring in anywhere from $10 to $100 depending on severity and visibility. What makes the 1987 P especially intriguing is its place in the numismatic timeline. Just 12 years later, the US Mint would launch the 50 State Quarters program in 1999, forever changing the way Americans viewed and collected quarters. The 1987 quarter, then, is part of the end of an era, the last decade where quarters retained a uniform national design without commemorative alternations. For collectors today, owning a 1987p in fine condition is a way to capture that transitional moment. These coins offer a consistent design aesthetic, great historical context, and the potential for value appreciation due to their peculiar status in mint set history. In fine condition, a 1987p quarter should exhibit solid details on Washington's hair, with moderate wear but all major features visible. The surfaces should be relatively clean, with minor abrasions and no serious damage. These are the kinds of quarters that are perfect for building a comprehensive date set, especially if you're trying to capture all the P mint mark coins post-1980. So while it may seem modern at first glance, the 1987p Washington quarter has layers of story, one marked by production quirks, strong design tradition, and its quiet place at the doorstep of massive change in US coinage. It's a humble yet fascinating piece of the American numismatic puzzle. Thanks for watching today's deep dive on two fascinating Washington quarters. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to NT Coins World for more expert insights and hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever found one of these quarters in your change, or if you've got an error coin we should know about. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the history alive, one coin at a time.